Every single thing a man writes in his novel comes true the moment he puts pen to paper. As Jeff begins writing, the scenes he crafts start unfolding somewhere in the real world. A kidnapped girl wakes up inside a vehicle. Finding no one around, she grabs her phone and flees. However, the alarm triggered when she opens the door alerts the abductors. The girl immediately runs toward the woods and dials the police while sprinting. Just then, one of the kidnappers calls the phone in her hand. The ringing gives away her location instantly, and the men chase after her. Though the girl manages to move to another spot, she ends up trapped with attackers closing in from both sides. There is nowhere left for her to escape. The second Anna is knocked unconscious. A sudden power cut hits Jeff's house, forcing him to stop writing. Early the next morning, police officers arrive at Jeff's home. When Anna called emergency services the previous night, she mentioned Jeff's name, yet Jeff claims he has never met Anna. It just so happens she shares the same name as the heroine in his new novel. The sheriff refuses to believe him and moves to check his mobile phone. Records show the call from Anna the night before was placed straight to Jeff. Convinced Jeff is connected to Anna's disappearance, the sheriff orders him to be taken into custody. Their commotion draws nearby neighbors to watch. Locals protest as police attempt to take Jeff away, and a journalist is among the crowd. To avoid public backlash, the sheriff reluctantly calls off the arrest. News of the incident quickly spreads online. Detective Inspector Lisa learns about the case and summons the sheriff for questioning. After hearing the full account, Lisa reprimands him harshly. The sheriff insists the emergency call sounded authentic and plays the audio recording. Lisa tenses up the second she hears the voice. It belongs to her daughter. She tries reaching Anna but cannot get through. Panic overwhelms Lisa, and she orders officers to bring Jeff in as quickly as possible. Footage of the earlier confrontation is still circulating online. A second arrest will spark even greater public controversy. Barely 1 minute after Jeff is escorted into a police vehicle, Lisa receives a disciplinary call from her superior. Jeff is sent back home, with one overweight officer assigned to keep watch over him. To calm public opinion, Lisa tells media outlets her daughter has not vanished. She has simply gone traveling and will return in a few days. Deep down, Lisa knows Anna is in grave danger. Desperate to find her child, she arranges for a detective from another district to assist with the investigation. Shortly after Lisa hangs up the phone, the monitoring officer sends her an update. Jeff has resumed writing his novel. What he puts on paper shocks Lisa. It describes exactly the phone call she just made. Shaken, Lisa snatches the phone and asks the officer for the name Jeff wrote down as the incoming detective. Unsurprisingly, it matches the name of the investigator she contacted, David. From Lisa's statement, David learns Anna attended a party with colleagues the day she went missing. He splits his team into two groups. One heads to the party venue to check surveillance cameras, while the other visits Anna's workplace to map out her workplace relationships. Unfortunately, the gathering was a private event with no security footage captured. The party host has no idea what transpired there. David travels directly to Anna's office. Surveillance footage shows two people leaving the venue alongside her. Anna's supervisor is brought in for questioning and reveals unsettling details. Anna argued violently with a man at the party and even struck him before storming out. The supervisor does not know the man's identity or the cause of their fight, but Anna's best friend followed her outside after the conflict. The supervisor steps away to locate this friend. While the supervisor is gone, the monitoring officer calls David again. Jeff has produced new pages of writing. He documents the altercation at the party and writes that Anna's friend is running late and heading to the office by car. He even notes down the vehicle's license plate number. David remains skeptical. Moments later, the supervisor returns and confirms every detail Jeff wrote. David tells her to contact Anna's friend and verify the plate number. Every detail matches exactly what Jeff described. Even so, David refuses to accept the impossible premise. He is certain a hidden truth lies beneath everything. He asks the monitoring officer to conduct a thorough search of Jeff's residence. Officers check every room, bathroom and toilet, and carry out a full search of Jeff himself, but discover nothing suspicious. David still harbors doubts. Soon afterwards, Anna's friend arrives at the office and provides new clues. She does not recognize the man who fought with Anna, but a motorbike tailed their vehicle after they left the party. David orders his team to retrieve traffic footage from that night. Meanwhile, the party organizer is interviewed. He identifies the man who clashed with Anna as his friend Tom. He claims Tom is an upright person and would never harm Anna. As David asks him to phone Tom, he finds Tom's mobile is switched off. At this point, officers reviewing surveillance find evidence confirming a motorbike did follow Anna and her friend. The motorcycle carried counterfeit plates, leaving investigators with no immediate leads. Luckily, another team member makes a breakthrough. They locate Anna's abandoned car parked by the roadside. David rushes to the scene. The monitoring officer calls David once more. He has read through Jeff's earlier novels and uncovered a disturbing pattern. The vast majority of the events Jeff wrote about correspond to real criminal cases, and Jeff wrote the stories before the crimes ever took place. David sets this revelation aside for the moment. Reaching Anna's vehicle is his priority. Upon inspection, dozens of nails are embedded in the car tires. Fresh scratch marks stretch along the nearby road, leading to a traffic barrier discarded beside the pavement. David pieces together what happened. Someone placed the barrier to block the road. forcing Anna to take an alternative route onto a stretch scattered with nails. After contacting traffic authorities, David confirms no road maintenance work was scheduled in this area. It is clear Anna's detour and subsequent disappearance were premeditated. Another officer calls in shortly after. By tracking Anna's phone signal, they discover her personal belongings at the location where the signal cut out. Scattered shoes and bags fill the area, filling David with a terrible premonition. He also learns a violent assault occurred in this exact spot 1 year earlier, and the young victim did not survive. While David pursues these leads, Lisa has arrived at Jeff's house. She begs Jeff to help bring her daughter back safely. Jeff insists, "I truly do not know where your daughter is." He picks up his pen and continues writing. Furious, Lisa orders her assistant to seize the manuscript. The words on the page terrify her instantly. Jeff writes, "Three masked men carry a young woman's body to the riverside and lower her into the water before fleeing the area." Horrified, Lisa immediately contacts David and hurries to the location. A local fisherman confirms he witnessed people disposing of something in the river that night. Rescue crews recover a body from the water. Lisa arrives at the scene in a state of panic, relieved to find the victim is not her daughter Anna. David can no longer contain his frustration. He drives straight to Jeff's home and shoves him roughly. Lisa quickly intervenes and tells David to calm down outside. After collecting himself, David promises Lisa he will stay level-headed. He re-enters the room, places his firearm on the table, and urges Jeff to keep writing. Jeff picks up the pen and continues drafting the rest of the story. Once finished, David reads the pages. At the same time, a taxi driver walks into the police station to file a report. He explains he had a female passenger in his cab when a BMW crashed into his side mirror and drove off. When he chased the vehicle to demand compensation, 4 men assaulted him and took the female passenger away. An officer tells him to write down his account. He has only written a couple of sentences when another policeman asks him to move his taxi. The driver steps outside. The narrative shifts back to David. Every event that just unfolded matches the content Jeff wrote in his novel. David and Lisa race to the police station, only to find the taxi driver has left immediately after stepping outside. They review surveillance footage and spot multiple odd details. Camera signals start flickering the moment the driver enters the station. Someone used a signal jammer. Footage also captures the driver slipping an object onto a desk when no one is watching. Officers retrieve the item, a patched-together police report dated 1 year prior. Lisa examines the document, and unease crosses her face. David tells his assistant to read out the record. The two exchange a glance, clearly hiding a secret. The contents of the report are identical to the story the taxi driver just told officers. The complainant is named Tom. His vehicle's mirror was damaged. He chased the BMW and was attacked by 4 men, and a woman riding with him was abducted. The license plate listed on the record matches the BMW from the recent incident. What could this mean? Officers run the plate number and identify the vehicle owner. A policeman recognizes the name instantly, shouting that this is the same man who filed the taxi report moments ago. Lisa reacts immediately, denying it. "That's impossible. He should be gone. How can he show up here?" Lisa is harboring a secret, and she finally confesses in hopes of rescuing Anna. When Tom came forward to report the incident 1 year ago, police did not take his statements seriously. Officers simply had him fill out a form and left him waiting unattended. As a result, the abducted woman suffered harm. The assault case mentioned earlier, the incident that happened where Anna's belongings were found, is this very crime. The victim was named Jenny. She was rushed to hospital with critical injuries. Lisa was enraged upon hearing the news and publicly vowed to bring the 4 culprits to justice. Soon afterwards, she received a call from a senior government official, the father of one of the attackers. He offered Lisa a promotion if she let his son escape punishment. Jenny was later pronounced deceased by hospital staff. Lisa told media all suspects had been apprehended. Tom was brought in for identification that night. He picked out 3 of the 4 attackers at once. Lisa arranged for these 3 men to face consequences. However, one culprit remained at large. They decided the innocent Tom would be framed to fill the gap. Once everything was settled, Tom's original police report was torn up. Now here is the question. If Tom is no longer alive, who visited the police station posing as the taxi driver? And what is their motive? Returning to the present timeline, Lisa claims others would have made the same choices if they were in her position. David falls silent, piecing together all the clues. Anna and Jenny encountered danger in the same location. The supposedly deceased Tom has reappeared, and the man who argued with Anna at the party is Tom. The 2 cases are undeniably connected. David launches further investigations into Tom and the BMW. His team soon confirms the car belongs to the official's son. Tracking data shows the vehicle traveling along a highway. The monitoring officer sends another update. Jeff's writing once again perfectly mirrors events unfolding in real time. David is stunned. Using information from the taxi firm, David locates Tom's residence. The property looks abandoned for a long time, with only a portrait of Tom hanging on the wall. No further clues can be found here. David follows the BMW's location signal out to a remote suburban area. The second he exits his vehicle, he comes under attack. The BMW speeds toward him, attempting to run him down. David narrowly dodges the car. Anna, the kidnapped girl, is trapped inside, and the official's son sits behind the wheel. Appearing to act without conscious control, David smashes the car window at the first opportunity, climbs inside and brings the vehicle to a halt. Lisa's assistant arrives and takes Anna to safety. David begins examining the BMW. He discovers the car was operated remotely. He sends the IP address to his team, who quickly trace its physical location. When officers break into the property, they find two people operating the surveillance equipment. Evidence inside the room answers the puzzle that has troubled David for weeks. Jeff's ability to predict events is an elaborate setup. These two individuals tap the mobile phones of everyone connected to the cases and relayed all information to Jeff in real time. David avoided detection when approaching this location because he shared the IP address via text message instead of making a phone call. Jeff no longer needs to maintain the pretense. As David digs deeper, he learns a vital truth. The man who visited the police station was not Tom, but his identical twin brother Jim. Jim planned the entire operation. Why did this group of seemingly unrelated people band together? What drives them to go to such extreme lengths? David still has one lingering question. Hospital staff confirmed Jenny's condition had stabilized a year earlier. Why did her life slip away suddenly afterwards? He suspects another hidden secret. Lisa's expression shifts instantly. She admits she made the call that ended Jenny's life. She shows no remorse as she speaks.
Vikram, என்ன நடந்ததுன்னு தெரியாம பேசாதீங்க விக்ரம். அவ பொழைச்சிருந்தாலும் லைஃப் அவளுக்கு எவ்வளவு கொடுமையா இருந்திருக்கும் தெரியுமா? அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு நார்மல் ஃபேமிலி லைஃப் அவளால வாழ்ந்திருக்கவே முடியாது. நான் அவளை இந்த கேவலமான இடத்துல இருந்து நல்ல இடத்துக்கு தான் அனுப்பிச்சு வச்சிருக்கேன். It's not murder. It's just mercy killing.
David cannot hold back any longer. Lisa eliminated Jenny to stop her from exposing all of Lisa's corrupt dealings. He also informs Lisa that everyone linked to these events knows the truth. There is a mastermind behind Jim and Jeff's actions, determined to reveal every hidden detail to the public. Panic surges through Lisa, yet she quickly forms a malicious plan. She makes an offer to David. He can receive any amount of money if he eliminates the people plotting against her. The scene cuts away. David drives a vehicle toward a reservoir. The people Lisa wanted removed are inside his car. It turns out Jeff is the father of Tom and Jim. He never imagined his son Tom would be framed and punished simply for reporting a crime. The officer who handled Tom's case back then was the overweight surveillance officer. He knew the truth but dared not speak out. Out of sympathy for Jeff, he handed over the shredded copy of Tom's police statement. Using this document, Jim secretly investigated his brother's fate. To uncover full justice, he gathered a team of skilled computer experts and spent half a year crafting their plan. Jim built a private dedicated communication network. Every team member wears custom headsets to share information instantly. The group bugged the phones of everyone involved and installed hidden cameras inside Jeff's and Lisa's homes. This manufactured the illusion that Jeff could foresee the future. When the operation commenced, Jim deliberately provoked Anna at the party. He placed obstacles on her route after she left, forcing her onto the road covered with nails, leading to her abduction. Anna's attempt to escape was also part of the blueprint. The emergency call she made never successfully connected to police. The call authorities received was placed by Jim instead. That explains why Jeff's name was mentioned during the conversation. Their goal was to direct police suspicion toward Jeff. Just as they anticipated, media attention flooded the case shortly afterwards. Everything was proceeding according to plan, until David uncovered their scheme. Still, the father and son harbor no regrets. Someone must stand up and chase light amid the darkness for wrong Tom, and for the fallen Jenny. David lifts his head after hearing this. The screen cuts once more. Lisa stares in shock at her television, broadcasting footage of her private conversation with David. She immediately tries to contact David to demand an explanation. David does not elaborate, only sending her an address. He hangs up, gets into his car and drives a long distance before accelerating straight toward the group. The official's son is struck and falls into the water. Jeff and his son stare at each other in shock.
Hello?
Ma'am, I'm Vikram Kumar. Ma'am, I'm unable to reach the PA. I'm just boarding the flight. We'll reach there shortly.
What?
Yes, ma'am. உங்க ஆபீஸ்ல கால் பண்ணி 2 days அப்புறம் வந்து ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ண சொன்னாங்க. So that's why I'm starting today.
Lisa is stunned. This David is an imposter. When officers reach the address David sent, the final secret comes to light. The fake David was Jenny's boyfriend. The couple were engaged to be married before the tragedy unfolded. He rushed to the hospital and was told Jenny's life was no longer in danger. Before he could process the news, he received word that she had passed away. Working as a detective, he sensed foul play immediately. For an entire year, he quietly investigated the case. When Lisa requested outside assistance, he posed as an assistant to contact the real David and arrange for him to delay his arrival by 2 days. He then called Lisa, adopting David's identity to launch his intricate plan. The whole truth is now laid bare. Lisa understands there is no escape. She walks into a restroom, and a loud gunshot echoes out soon afterwards. The movie draws to a close. Did anyone manage to guess this ending? Drop your favorite movies in the comments below. This is Changjiang Movie. See you next time.